Hello everybody and welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise! Today, we move on to 2-star village quests. Properly. I mean, we got started on them last time, but today is going to be our first proper 2-star quests. Now, I'm going to see if there's anything... No, there's really nothing we can do to upgrade the bow. Not at the moment. So that's still kind of the best bow we've got. That's fine.
Goodbye.
Let's see what we're gonna do. I will try not to have massive pauses everywhere. You know, let's We could start with one of these, which actually we should have. Yes, we have a new expedition tour now. The Frost Islands. Let's see. This is in the Frost Islands, so let's come deliver some raft shells. That'll give us an opportunity to explore, and well, it's what we need to do anyway, so it works out. Today this has changed. I believe this is something we haven't seen yet, of the Wealthy Man Village Special. Increases the amount of zen you received at the end of a quest. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Actually, I'm going to set up a different set here. For now, what I'm going to use with weapons that don't have sharpness is this. This isn't gonna stay like this, but these are just kind of the 3 best. So that will be my ranged weapon, basically. Ranged weapon setup.
Chilling to the bone, a trial for the brave. Those who go alone will meet an icy grave. Snow so cold it burns. From here, no one returns.
No one returns, eh? Pretty sure I'm going to. This is a big boy of a map. I didn't empty my inventory after the last run. I should do that really quick. Or I didn't empty my ammo capacity, because I should have been able to carry that, but I guess I didn't empty out my ammo. I'm confused. Well, oh well. Bam. Yeah, this is a big boy map. It's pretty big. It's also got some multiple levels to it. Grab this snow herb, smoke nut. I'll leave the escargot. We don't need it. And down here we see a Great Azuchi. He's just chilling down here. There's no reason to bug him. He may try to bug us, but here we get a lantern bug. It basically just deals some damage. Now we get a Great Azuchi material. Oh no, berry. Good mushroom. Yeah, I'm not all that concerned about the Great Azuchi there. Like, we kicked his butt with worse armor. It's done. Keep in mind, as I mentioned, this is just going to be us clearing through the map. I would suggest every new map you get to, you just go through and clear it all out, so you learn the map. Learning these maps is quite important. I will be gathering a few of the account items as we go, but I'm not going to be going out of my way to finish the quest immediately. I actually think this is below us. I don't want to be down there yet. Because right over here is a mining outcrop, which gave us some Icium, which is something we need. We need a fair chunk of. I will note, especially for bow gunners. learn the maps. Learn where all of the plants that give you ammo are. Because some bow guns don't have much ammo capacity, but are pretty good. So you'll really want to learn where they all are. Here's actually a new enemy. I actually forget what these are called. Which is partially why I'm killing one. Zamite. Sharp Fang. Oh, man. I have to use a kunai. Seemed like just dodge rolling did the trick. Oh, he got big. He's dead. I've never had that happen before, so...
What's this?
An oyster bed, which is where the raft shells come from. Yeah, we get another mining up drop. 2 Icium, that's nice. I noticed in the last episode, I was not talking a lot. I will try to remedy this, but I'm also kind of bad at just generically talking all the time. So, here is something. I'll grab this first. This is a Relic Record. Out in the field, you can find these. They tell a story. Kagero is interested in said stories. They are hidden everywhere. I actually didn't know this one was here. I've never seen this hole before. So, there you go. That should tell you I'm not going to be getting all of these. I'll be gathering this, but after this I'll probably stop gathering these for a while, just so we can make sure that we clear through the map. Yeah, jeez. Here we get a Jewel Lily location, but we do not have any Great Wire Bugs to place here. Bit of a shame that, but it's fine. I'm still going to come up this way and uncover this bit up here, even though we basically know there's probably going to be nothing here. It's still better to uncover it, in my opinion. Especially because it lets you see what's here. Because, you know, learning the maps. I don't want to repeat myself too much on that, but it is a vitally important thing to do.
This is gonna be easy.
These are Entica. Yeah, I don't know all the monsters' names. So, especially the little monsters. And I'm also very, very open to having people explain to me how the bow properly works. Because, as mentioned, I don't really know how it works that well. Like, what the various different types of bow are. Where you get recovery, affinity. Like, I don't know what any of that really means. So, I understand how to use the bow gun, the bow to a usable degree. Like, I can hunt monsters with it, but I'm definitely no master with it. Who would have guessed? I wouldn't even say I'm a master with the switch axe, which is my main weapon at this point. I may as well use this opportunity to explain my journey through weapons in Monster Hunter, which I feel just about everybody has a very similar experience with. I started using the the hunting horn. Well, no, technically I started using the lance. Transitioned to the hunting horn when playing with my girlfriend in 3 Ultimate. Like, I started with 3 try. Transitioned into the 3 Ultimate with my girlfriend. I was using the hunting horn to support her there. Then we started playing Generations, and I gravitated towards the sword and shield. Because, hey, those oils looked pretty cool. I kind of wish those would come back. They made sword and shield downright powerful. Then, once we got to World, I started playing around with other various weapons. Because, you know, I'd been using the hunting horn and such a lot, and it very much seemed like the hunting horn, I was kind of reaching the cap of what I could do with it. Not to say it can't have been better than what I was managing, just I could not manage to do any better with it. So I decided, okay, I'm just gonna try the switch axe, and I fell in love with it. So, and there we get some baggies. I want this mining outcrop though. I'm just going to keep running. That one's still alive. Or not. That one's the one still alive. There we go. Baggies inflict sleep. It's basically their only thing. They're very much like Azuchis, only they inflict a state of ailment. Technically, they're Jaggies. Because the Jaggy, as far as I know, was the first just generic lizard monster that all it does is be a generic lizard. Get some more baggies down there. I don't overly care to kill a bunch of baggies. There's nothing that I can think of that I want that needs baggy materials. I could be wrong, but I can't think of anything. Oh, hey. These little guys are back. Come eat your shrooms. Very tasty, you know. I very much do have things I need all Azeroth materials for, though. In the future. Not right now, anyway, 'cause there's nothing we can easily make with it. I do want to come this way, though. More nullberries. Those are nice to have around, though by the time they're most useful, you will probably be playing the multiplayer quests, in which case you'll be getting 8 of them per mission. So pretty sure I can climb this. Or not. Never mind. That must not be what I'm thinking it is. I might be thinking of... Yeah, I was thinking of down here. Okay. We can get this nice, neat little cave. It's totally not ominous in the slightest. What are you talking about? This is just a perfectly natural underwater cave. Nothing even remotely spooky about it. I mean, we get some Zamites, but you know. Here we get a Decoy Fish or a Trick Toad. This is a Decoy Fish. It makes big monsters attack it. That's literally all it does. Big monsters will attack it. Man, some meaty hide. Oh, hey! Bandara hide. Oh, corpse. Ow. Yeah, dodge rolling just works. Why would I kunai? I am very unsure if I need anything from Zamites. Also, I'm realizing I'm not talking a lot. Jeez, I really need to get better about that. I do very much apologize. Can I harvest twice from these guys?
Let's
Oh,
see
you
what
can.
have.
Oh. Oh. Okay, I've been missing materials. That's fine. I'm just gonna ignore this little guy. I don't think I need anything from them. Given the fact I didn't know you could harvest twice from them, that should tell you I've not really fought them much, unless it was purely accidental. So, you know. And here we get more perfectly normal cave. Nothing to worry about, it's just a normal little cave. Might as well grab some oysters while we're here. I'm very bad at foreshadowing, aren't I? There's gonna be a monster that lives down here. It's everybody's favorite. Here we get little fish. I don't know exactly what they're called. They're just fish. They give you buffs, and that one restores your health. And there goes Pichu. That one restores your health. It's very helpful, honestly. Especially when, like, in the middle of combat, you get one of those that just randomly swims through you and heals you. What's not helpful is when they decide to do that literally just after you've used a potion. Because that'll happen. And we have most of the map here cleared off. I think this is like the first really... Oh, hey. Sun-scorned grass gives us deodorant. Deodorant is very helpful. I think this is the first map that's really dynamic. With an underground, mountains, and a regular plain. Unlike, you know, well, it is, because the Ancient Ruins doesn't have that. May not be first in the series, but it's the first I've encountered like this. Well, I suppose there's the Coral Highlands, but they don't have much of an underground. They just have they're a vertical map syndrome. I can really feel the Coral Highlands inspiration for this place. And if this place is technically an area from an older game that I just have never encountered, I've just not played that game. I haven't played all the Monster Hunters. I started with 3 try, and I haven't really gone backwards. So, mostly because I got Generations, and I honestly feel like that's probably good enough to experience the old games. Like, it's not that I don't like the older Monster Hunter games. I still play Generations on my 3DS. So, you know. Which, honestly, playing Generations on the 3DS is something that made me really wish that Monster Hunter had gyro controls. And then here we are. Gyro controls. They're great. Use them all the time. Now, I believe somewhere around here is something we want to find. Other than the fire beetle. Those are pretty cool. Don't know why he's here of all places, but he's still pretty cool. Just one of the Flowford. The Flowford.
I'll have some of this.
Is it here? I might be thinking of another spot. Given I don't see what I'm thinking of, it's probably not here. Yeah, I don't see it, so... Not gonna gather that because I forget how many I'm at. I do not want to finish the quest before I've uncovered these last few little areas. Basically, this is my expedition. I was debating doing just straight up expeditions during this series, and I might still do it to show what an expedition is like, but just doing a quest like this is arguably better than an expedition. I say arguably because for an expedition, you don't get any quest rewards because you weren't on a quest. For this, you get quest rewards. That's Thunderbug. My favorite type of bug. Well, not my favorite type of bug, but, you know, one of my favorite types of bug. Actually, I wonder, what's out here? I don't think I've ever been out this way. I would guess something? Money! This is just a nice spot to stand and get a view of the place. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I haven't exactly explored much off the beaten path. I am still very much trying to get used to having this full range of movement. It is not the easiest thing to get used to having. But we do have the whole map uncovered now. This is a neat little spot. Trying to think if there's anything else to really say about this place other than it's just goddamn pretty. Oh, I just looked at the left. I don't know how many I've got. I've got 7. It's on the left. I didn't even get any from that. Okay, I'm going to go actually check something. I might do a cut here, I might not. Depends on how much I continue to talk on my way to where I'm... Ugh, I'm being gassy. No, where I'm going to go check. Wait, no, one thing I need to show and kill are these things. They have good armor. They're gonna die. Hey, down here. Hey, down here. He does not want to get down here. How dare. I want to make clothes out of you. Thank you for getting down here so I may make clothes out of you. There's a Ramba. Or Remoba. Remobra? They're bras.
Let's see what you have.
They cause poison. That's all I know they can do. Anyway, they might do more things. I've just only ever seen them poison. So... well, that's one I've not seen before. It's just a perma buff. Not perma buff, but like a omni buff of everything. Might be right here I was thinking of. Yes! Yes it is. Sub-camp location. Neat little shrine back here. In case you want to do a pre-hunt prey before you go on your hunt. Even though you're technically already on your hunt when you get to your camp. But, you know, before you leave that camp. You know, if I had a great wire bug, I would put one there. But I don't, so, you know, there's more deodorant. That stuff will be very handy. That is what I thought was in that other one. Don't think I can exactly be blamed for getting that confused. There's literally 3 locations like that in this map. So, it was a 1/3 chance because I couldn't remember exactly where it was. There we go. Quest completed! Whoa! Spinning the camera! Probably giving some people motion sickness. Nah, let's be honest. My freaking motion jittering probably already does that. So, yeah, if you have motion sickness easily from watching people play games, this is probably not the series for you, my friend. If I was using sticks, maybe, but even then, you'd probably still get motion sick. You get a bunch of fish. Sushi fish are really nice. I like sushi fish. Actually got a fair few of them. And just a fair chunk of ores in general, which is nice. Those ores will come in handy. Now, I think that's actually our 3rd quest with the bow. I could be wrong. I haven't exactly been keeping track. I just really feel like we've used the bow a lot. So.
Welcome to my
Me
shop.
for this one.
Oh.
Set camp. New monster. 8 Zamite.
See you
Okay.
later.
Yeah, and Kagero will also want to talk to us about the artifact we have. Fascinating. This is an old message, a trace of a legacy of a bygone era most obscure. Ostensibly, this record contains someone's story, yet undiscovered. In this time, perhaps influenced by my trade, he sought such annals. If he'd be as kind as to show him any we find.
Come back
He doesn't actually give us anything for finding individual ones. I've never finished a row of them, which we can actually... here? Yeah. I've never finished a full line of them. But here we get day 1. We woke to a pale shore, marred by claw marks and signs of battle. Someone said they heard a lullaby. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here we could look at. Like, you get requests, and you get large monster list, small monster list. If you ever want to know what drops what, just, well, come look in here. If you have found that item before, you'll know where it comes from. Like if you're after sharp fangs, well, that's baggies, or I believe also Zamites. Baggies are better for hunting it. You get endemic life in case you ever want to learn what any of this does. It's all just here, which actually, what are... Oh, there's lamp squids. And you get tutorials again. And the only way to make these go away is to come in here and do that. And you come into this one and you do that. So you can see why I've been ignoring it. Anytime you click here, it's going just, it's really annoying. And the move around the village, I don't know what makes that stop being flashy and all, hey, attention, because I've not used that much. Well, first transfer items, because we are pretty full up on stuff. Let's get all of this put away. Now, what to use next? Okay, I've decided. I apologize for that cut. I really needed time to decide. I'm gonna use the hammer next, because I'm not very good with the hammer, so I may as well get it out of the way too. I'm probably gonna actually be worse with this than I was with the longsword. Hammer mains, prepare to cringe.
What do you want?
Though I will actually be upgrading it, so you know, because hey, I could make the iron one right away. I can also make this, which I believe is our first instance of a craftable that, you know, we can actually craft. Ice weapon. Ooh. Do I want to do this? Because that is a new level of sharpness, I believe. Well, positive it is. Also has some affinity to it.
Take all the time you need.
But I kind of want to save my Great Azuchi stuff for something later, so I won't do that for now. Elements on weapons, I could not tell you exactly how they work. Finding the information on how they exactly work is like pulling teeth. It's basically extra damage. That's all you really need to concern yourself with. Monsters do have weaknesses and resistances, so be careful what you're using an elemental weapon against. Also, different weapons have different boosts to elemental damage. Like, from what I understand, dual blades are the best elemental weapon. Not just because they hit the fastest, but apparently they just plain and straight up get the best boost from element damage. I do not know why I'm gassy. I have not eaten for hours. Jesus. But let's get to the ore tree. I want the Iron Devil. Iron Deval. And you can roll back and upgrade, and you'll get your materials back. So, If you say, try this hammer and don't like it, you can refund back to this. And get your Icium and Iron Ore back. I will not be doing that because I like living with my decisions. This is also something I haven't explained yet, is the Buddy Smithy. Basically, as we craft things, we will get scrap. That scrap can then be used to make Palico and Palamute equipment. So, for instance, we can, through getting scrap, we can make any of the stuff in here so far. You can also convert things into scrap. So we can trade for scraps. And in here we can basically, well, trade an item for some scrap. Like we could trade our warm pelt to get some fur scrap, or some of our Olaroth stuff for bug scrap. You know, that kind of stuff. Or you can just make armor. That is also another way of doing it. Now, I'm going to personally start with Palamute equipment, because they are, well, the Palamute is just the more aggressive and helpful little buddy, so he can match me. Well, she can. Snow is sweet. Our Palico, well, they'll probably be fine with just about anything. I would love to have this, because paralysis is awesome. But I don't have any Banbara scrap currently. So I think what I will do... Yeah, right here. This is a case of negative affinity. This will deal the opposite of a boosted attack. Exactly opposite. It's 25% minus damage whenever you hit something. So you basically lose 25% damage 10% of the time with this weapon. Negative affinity sucks. If a weapon has it, just don't use it. Let's give Latte the alloy stuff. I mean, I'd love to give him this stuff, because I mean, freaking look at it. And yes, you can preview the stuff in here too. This stuff is just kind of cute. Though, mostly it's the dagger I'm after. But there we go. Now even our little buddies have been... I'm actually going to double check what armors I can possibly make. Okay, nothing new.
Come to me if you
Kind of hoping for something new. And now, to wrap up this video with, other than setting new of these, which we're going to be doing that, I'm actually going to grab one of these for a change. Let's go with this one. Let's actually hunt a monster. Let's go after... Let's go after Azeroth.
Don't forget to eat.
Let's go kick Winnie the Pooh's butt. I am not confident doing this in the slightest, but what's the worst that could happen? I die and have to do the quest again? Like, that's not the biggest deal. I'm getting really unlucky with those. Jeez.
roaming hill and dale. A gluttonous brute leaves a sluggish trail. Attempts to sate its hunger prove of no avail. It keeps eating more and more. And with every bite, it succumbs yet further to its destructive appetite.
Bloodlust Incarnate. It's Winnie the Pooh. After he had his honey taken away from him. This is why you don't take Winnie the Pooh's honey. Going to fast travel to our subcamp because this will make this go much faster. Well, not much faster, but a bit faster because, I mean, hey, we're here, and he is much closer to here than he was to the starting camp location. That is why I showed that subcamp. I'll be showing all of the subcamps I know of. There is undoubtedly more of them, because there's a lot of this game I just do not know. What does that hammer up there even mean? I have no idea. Well, attack up, that'll undoubtedly be helpful. Yeah, I have not used a hammer really at all, ever. So, hammer mains, it's your turn to cringe. What does this do? Okay. What does holding this button do? Ah, okay, that's how this is done. Ow. I suppose I can't say I've never used a hammer. I used one for like a single hunt during my streaming of 3 Ultimate. And that is it. Wow, something is already broken on him. Okay. Hammers just break things easily. Ow. I mean, this is dealing good damage, but I am definitely taking a lot of damage, and it's my own fault mostly. So, and I will note, I am mostly showing off other weapons like this just to show that, like, you don't have to stay locked to any one weapon. You can use basically just about anything until you get to a particularly difficult hunt. Wow, okay. I'm not used to frickin' having to be directly behind what I'm trying to hit. But I will get used to this. Does this do anything? I think it did? I'm confused. Okay. Is that just... Okay, that's basically just that. Okay. So there isn't an attack for... Ow. Put me down, please, sir. I'm not the best at wirefall. Also, little tip I didn't do there. Oh, okay, that's neat. When drinking a potion, you can dodge roll at the end of the drink. And, like, once you're done actually recovering health. And you don't have to wipe your mouth, basically. It saves you from having to do that minor animation. Which, at times, can be very, very helpful. So, I need some bugs. So, I'll be with you in a minute, sir. There's also some grass here. I'm going to cut it with this hammer. The one thing I do know for sure about hammers is that they cannot cut off monster parts. They also, hammers and hunting horns, blunt weapons basically, have a different resistance profile on monsters. Some monsters will be more or less resistant to blunt hits. Normally it's more. Why did I pick that snake up? I don't need that. Brain, why did we pick up a snake? My brain doesn't even know why we picked up a snake. We just picked up the snake. I will take this. I don't see the little Alroths. That's fine. Hammer! Hammer! I am not used to these types of damage numbers from a weapon this early.
Making progress.
Ow. Our armor is also putting in a fair bit of work. This is also partially why I'd suggest you stop. Holy Jesus! Stop and get the Great Azuchi armor. The defense boosting is really nice. It's nice to not really have to care about taking damage for a while. Oh, this is gonna make it even better. You know what? Hey, I'm gonna gather. You do your thing. Have fun with Snow and Latte. No, I said have fun with them too, not run into me. I want these materials. Thank you, sir. Wow, okay. Hammer is strong. It is not very mobile. Hey, I actually managed to stun it. Wonder if that's still a thing. There's a term in Monster Hunter for stun locking. Basically, it's keeping a monster perpetually stunned using a hammer. I'm not thinking it's possible here, either that or I'm just really bad at it. It probably is a good thing if it's gone, because honestly, every time I've even heard of that, it's always just sounded kinda BS. Get some latch berries, Mandragora. Spider webs. I don't really use pitfall traps, but I'll gather the spider webs up anyway. Pitfall traps are interesting. They take longer to deploy than that's also a reason I'm getting the camera ready. They take longer to deploy than shock traps, which are a thing we don't have yet, which is something I really wish we had. But actually, I think we might have some shock traps. I don't know. We can make shock traps. I know that much. This boy's asleep. I want to make sure I get a picture of him. But like, they take longer to deploy, and I just don't see the major use to them. Like, shock traps do the job. They just do. I have occasionally still carried a pitfall trap with me when I've wanted some extra insurance that I'm going to capture the monster. And also, you might be wondering why we're not capturing monsters. Capturing monsters requires 2 ingredients. A trap and trank bombs. We don't have great access to trank bombs as it stands. I don't think we've encountered even a single sleep herb, which is what is required for making trank bombs. So, I'd love to be trapping monsters, but we need trank bombs first. Wow, this went quickly. Okay. This is going to be the final hunt for today's episode, because, geez, we're running kind of long. I was hoping to keep these episodes around half an hour. Going on 45 minutes recording. It'll probably be close to half an hour once it's edited. Probably like 35-ish minutes, somewhere in that range, but still pretty long. Yeah, I think I don't mind hammer. It's definitely awkward to use, though. It's really hard, though. There are a lot of monsters I would not want to use it against, though. That's just me. We get a lot of Azeroth stuff, as well as some honey. Hey, Snow and Latte are both level 6 now. I will quickly show what the Azeroth Armor is like, because we can get it, and I'm talking during the loading screen, so this loading screen gets to stay in. Wow, look at it. It's very snazzy. There's actually a lot of little information you can see in here. Even, you know, about the people in the village. It's pretty nice. Now, just gonna already say it, I don't like this armor. It has its use, definitely. And its use is idiots like me, but that's also partially why I don't like it. Well, I say idiots like me. It's... Well, this is a tank armor. There's Fortify, which increases your attack and defense when you fall in battle. Up to, twice. So, you know, 20% attack and 30% more defense. That is not bad. Counter-Strike. I don't know how long this lasts. But if this lasts only like 5-10 seconds, not worth it. If it doesn't even last that long, definitely not worth it. Defense boost isn't bad, with 3 points and better armor. At the point in the game we're at, well, that's 1 extra piece of armor you're wearing to have 2 points of defense boost. And diversion. It basically just makes the monster more likely to attack you when you're attacking it. So if you have like a lance or something, or a shielded weapon, this probably wouldn't be the worst armor to have, but this is still better. Dealing more damage is kind of better than being able to tank a bit more damage, especially where, as you saw, this is already more than good enough. Like, this is going to be hard armor to replace in general, but even like at the point we're at, 10 defense per piece is good. Like this 10 extra from defense boost, yeah, it's great. It's even better like back here on Chainmail, which has 4 per piece. So you're basically getting 2.1-ish more pieces of armor worth of defense, which is really nice. Not so much here. I would honestly prefer Chainmail armor for blocking and being a tank over Azeroth stuff. It does look pretty cute though. I don't know what the male armor looks like. I've not got a male character this far. I gave up on that recording session at episode 3. So you guys know how far that one got, because I got just as far in this for episode 3. Woo, things are stuttering. Oh, that ain't good. Yeah, how long has that been going on? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna leave this in. If any of you know why this is happening, please let me know, because I have no clue whatsoever. I know how it's fixed, and I will show you exactly how it's fixed. I pull my Switch over here, I pull the HDMI cord out of the back, and I plug it back in. And bam, it's fixed. Don't know how long that was going on for. If it was going on for long, then I might tack on a segment of me explaining Azeroth Armor again. If it wasn't going on long, then I don't really care too much. Yeah, if anyone knows why that happens, like I'm using an Elgato HD. The old Elgato HD, the one that has the AV cable input, because I have a lot of systems that require AV cables. I basically need this Elgato. So even if this is a case of I need to replace it, I am going to need to find an Elgato HD, and they don't make them anymore. Why, Elgato? It's your only one that handles AV cables, and you just throw it out the window instead of just continuing to make it. I guess not that many people were buying it, because freaking who needs AV cables these days, am I right? Except people that actually need capture cards. But yeah, that is a pretty decent point for us to end this off. So yeah, let's end it staring at Mr. Blacksmith. With that, I do thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you next time for, basically as we continue doing some 2-star quests and we hunt a great baggy and some little baggy first, just to really hammer it home that we really want to kick his butt. We're gonna kill his children first. See you all then.